In 2015, the APNU-AFC coalition held several commissions of inquiry. One of those COIs focused on Gaisuco. The alleged aim was to develop a plan to bring the industry back into profitability, while also assuring environmental and economic sustainability. Upon the conclusion of the COI into Gaisuco, 6 recommendations were made, one of which was that while the ongoing process of amalgamating estates for obvious economies of scale may continue, the COI does not recommend the closure of any estate. Nevertheless, in 2016, the former APNU-AFC government closed the Wales estate, and the following year shut down the Enmore, Rosehall and Skeldon estates, putting more than 7,000 sugar workers on the breadline. So I'm here with Sultan Hussein, a former employee of Gaisuco. Now, Sultan, tell me, how many years were you at Gaisuco?
I was employed 1980.
Wow.
And when it closed, I was 36 years working with Gaisuku throughout and was very successful working with Gaisuku because I achieved a lot of things in life. I have my children where I work and sent to school, private school. They write the exam education. And when the estate closed 2016, was a disaster to the whole community and the whole region at whole. Because not only the people that work in the Gaisuku depend upon Gaisuku, the business people, the car people, and everybody. And it's not like when you go on job. When you go on job, you earn. And was a very, very big mistake they make to close this estate.
How many years were you at Gaisuco?
I worked at Gaisuco for 45 years.
Now, we're in Potential. Tell me, this community mainly is filled with sugar workers. Tell me about it when the closure happened. What was the community like?
Okay. Well, to be exact, the last discussion I had with the personnel manager or the human resource manager, I was in a meeting with her and I asked how many employees we have on the estate. That is Wales estate. She said we have roughly 2,000 employees, right? So that is 2,000 employees which are depending on Wales estate.
Right.
Now, since the closure of Wales estate, these employees were out of jobs, right? Loss of jobs. And that's not all. In the communities who are depending now on this estate, and there are roughly about 20,000 people. So you can find life now very difficult for these people because now you have the hucksters, you have the shop owners and the sellers. People do all kind of business, and all the income was only from Gaisuco at this level. People found it very, very difficult with this sudden closure of this estate. And this estate was doing real well. You understand? At least it was doing far better than I thought because the production was high, reasonable high. If you find the track record, the last 5 years of the estate, you'll find it's over 10,000 tons, nearly 30,000 tons sugar per year. The cost of production was not high either. Let me rephrase that. The cost of maintenance, because the field was good. They have nice bridges and the road and things. I think one of the best things to go in the field.
Tell me what it was like when the estate closed for you, being a farm employee.
Very hard, very difficult for the year, about a year and a half. Because when the age of me there, I am 58 now, it's hard to get work. You go certain place and I get work. Then people had to say night work. We don't want a night work because we got my parents and when they home with the night time. Yeah, so it was very hard. We never get a little pension that we back up with until after a year, but a year and a half, then we start work with the council.
Okay.
So right now I'm working. But for the piece of time, it was very difficult. Not only for me, other people also.
So, you almost 2,000 people, like persons like you, were out of work in the community.
Yes.
What did that do for like shops and stores around here?
Well, just they shop them. You see, nobody shop them. Not got people because sometimes you got sell them more than buyer. Because everybody try for do hustling.
So I'm talking with a Brisland resident, also a former Gaisuko employee. Now, tell me what it was like for you in this community when the estate closed.
Yeah, I work 20 years on this city and bring up 5 children. I build house, furnish house, do everything. Send them to school. That's a small one. And when this estate closed down, this big boy here, this is the second one. This is potential. And we have to send it out because you have to get some money to get things for use in the school. And it was rough. We had to take it out to school after 5 weeks. Okay. So it been rough. Plus, it been hard for me for mind them left out there. And I used to work hard for mind me cheering them, and after the estate closed, I get it rough. Start closing, right? Because I had to go and take trust on them things because you don't find money for you gotta take trust.
Your husband used to work at Gaisuko.
Yeah.
When he was laid off, tell me what it was like maintaining your home and providing for your family.
It was very hard because he not getting work anyway. Then me have this child was going to school at the same time with 2 more sons, but them come out of the school sake of the closest at Wales Estate because it's that we depend from. But since the estate closed, it was very hard for my husband. Well, we just give them 3 times, I have to give them 1 time to eat. Till them start re-employ. I protested, he told me that he going back on C4 because it's very hard for him. Then he have to maintain home, pay light bill, water bill. Second, when he doesn't work, the water bill all run up on me. The people come disconnect the pipe. Sometimes it is me have people meet when I don't have the money to buy credit. They meet me staying in dark. So it was very hard for me.
Sugar workers were placed on the breadline, resulting in grave hardships to these workers and their families. And thousands of small and macro businesses were devastated as their livelihoods were intricately linked to these estates. Tell me a bit about business here during the closure of the estate.
Well, business is slow because sometimes you might buy something like we say you buy it for $10, you're only able to sell it like for $11. You don't get nothing much on it. And even that people would cry, you know. You sell things there, but it's how you buy it, right?
So you adjusted your prices to cater for the community given the fact that they weren't employed?
Well, most naturally, because if you don't try to adjust it, which and sometimes you don't make nothing, but just to keep the business with other stuff that you sell, you're able to, you know, sell something.
Outside of your family, as a housewife, you would be around the community, going to the shops and stuff like that.
Yes.
Did it impact the shop owners and businesses in this area?
Yes, because we don't have the money to go and support the people in the shop, so they cannot get sale.
The whole entire area here disaster. And you see that people now work, a lot of shop closed down because people don't have money for buy.
You go to the market that's there from morning till night. Now 10 o'clock market are done. All the selling they got to pack up and go away. Come money in there for people buy.
Shortly after assuming office in August of 2020, the People's Progressive Party civic government began working towards gradually reopening estates. In a report, the International Labour Organization underscored the importance of reopening the facilities in a manner that is sustainable. In September 2020, the PPPC government stated in its 2020 emergency budget that the sum of $5 billion will be dedicated to the sugar industry in preparation for the phased reopening of estates that were closed. In a visit to Region 6, Vice President Bart Jagdeo announced to sugar workers in Skeldon and Kanji that the 7,000 workers who were severed under the previous administration will receive a cash endowment totaling $250,000 each. Persons in this community would have started to receive their $250 from government. How impactful do you think that is?
That would be a very, very good help, and I hope that people take this $250 and put it into good use. And I hope and pray that everybody and the government has been done something very good. And I hope that he continue to look at the area them which, need help.
I thank for the blessing and some $250 we get for pay off on the estate.
In the communities who are depending now on this estate, and that roughly about 20,000 people. So you can find life now very difficult for these people because now you have the hucksters, you have the shop owners and the sellers. People do all kind of business, and all the income was only from Gaisuku at this level. People found it very, very difficult with this sudden closure of this estate. And this estate was doing real well. You understand? At least it was doing far better than April because the production was high, reasonable high. If you find the track record, the last 5 years of the estate, you'll find it's over 10 or something, 1,000 tons, nearly 30,000 tons of sugar per year.
What do you think about the $250, and will it help you to do anything?
Yeah, right now I doing a little thing with it because I just get flood under the shed there. And I add a load sand, I buy a little cement for it. And the rest money, I pay 1 or 2 people I hope. Because remember now the board, see now maintain all my bills and them thing. Right? And I think it because water is coming from me. Right now we can show you that water there under the shed. That's why I'm trying to think in there.
$250 that has started to be paid
Well,
out to
I
workers.
thank very much to the government that he really do something good for the cane cutters, them with them family, and we glad for it because he could be able to buy something and put it in his house grocery and take it and do something with it. Well, I just mind chicken, and I glad I get it so I could open the chicken a little bit more big so I could have little money for my own, and I want to thank the government very much for this.
His Excellency President Mohammed Irfan Ali has said the Wales Development Authority will be recognized as the industrial center of the Caribbean. The project, which will be established here at Wales, West Bank Demerara, is set to employ more than 3,000 people and will bolster the manufacturing and services sector. The establishment of the Wales Development Authority is coupled with the planned gas to shore mega project set to be complete in 2023. With this project on stream, Guyana will be able to expand its manufacturing opportunities with a low-cost source of energy.